All right, there we go. There's that. Got that going. What up, MS? Back to George. I don't know what the // is here. All right, we need to finish. So we already implemented the header section. We need to implement the question section next. All right. All right, let's see here. Let's get this. Format this as a JS doc. Okay. That not copy. Annoying. That's all right. We can just do that. Paste that in there. There we go. I have a cursed TypeScript issue this morning. Pretty sure it's a limitation of the language. What's going on? I love cursed TypeScript. A domain name represented as a sequence of labels where each label consists of a length octet followed by the number of octets. Ooh, this is gonna get tricky. The domain name terminates with the 0 length octet for the null label of the root. Avoid the fun parts of the DNS RFC spec. Dude, I overslept and I'm exhausted. But we're doing it. YOLO. Why is my AI keybind not working? Oh, this is it. Create an example uint array for the question section for a name server request for Dylan is .online. Okay, is this literally just gonna go implement this for me? Wait, why rip chat? It should. I don't see the link anywhere, even in normal chat. All right. It ends with a 0. So this is like using like run length encoding or some form of that. 8 That's 8, 6, that's 6, terminated with a 0. So a question has a question name, which is really the domain. Let's say this is a schema dot string. It's going to have a Q type, which is a uint 16, and it's going to have a Q class, which is also a uint 16. Yeah, so what is this error here? And he thinks this is it doesn't know even though this function, this is T. You might be able to get away with I don't think that's gonna make a difference now. T extends. TypeScript has no way to know that these are related based on this, even though like we can see at this level that this is all obviously like interconnected and safe. I would do, how would I do this? Key components. I don't think this is a problem that I think got, no, this is 5.8. Yeah, I've had this exact problem, and there's no good way to do it because you like want to return a union type, and it just doesn't know how to do that. The other thing you could try is like, I don't think this is gonna work though. I normally always have to do a cast in this situation. The way you would do it, I think, is it's really annoying. Yeah, I think this is how I've done it before. There, now we don't have any casting. You don't need this. You don't need this. Yeah, there. We did it. Boom. Always a little to the left, Kraut. So that should work. And we got rid of some casts and some code in general. Why can't I... Where's the tiny URL at? Link shortening. In love, I don't want to be in love. Link shortening, create short link. Copy. Yeah, I mean, I would just cast. I'm not gonna lie. In this case, like, it's perfectly safe to cast. The other thing you could do is, let's see here. Yeah. I don't know how to make... Yeah, it's just a... You basically have to have a cast somewhere. Because like what you're trying to do makes a really nice client or consumer API at the expense of like just having to have one cast somewhere. All right. Let's see here. So we basically want to do something super similar as we did here, except we're going to go and we're going to make this for question now. And we're going to go down. And let's find and replace everything that says header. It's going to be question. Put the pieces back together. All right. Question. Not the question. Question. Actually, let's just undo. And then we'll come up here and we need to, what's the max length of the question? We should link to the docs at C section format. Paste. This seems wrong, right? Yeah, this needs to be like over here. Yeah. There we go. Oh, dude, that's a pain in the ass, Ness. All right, let's see here. A domain name is represented as a sequence of labels where each label consists of a length octet followed by that number of octets. So we know a domain. There's a rule up here for domains. Where is it? It's like at the very beginning of the spec. Label 255 octets or less. Domain names and messages are expressed in terms of a sequence of labels. And a label can be, so let's make a label. And we'll use these, and we're just going to build ourselves the primitives from the ground up. That way we are working in the same language and we can implement it one for one. So label is going to be a byte. Schema dot array, and it's an array of uint 8. Did I not make a uint 8 last night or yesterday? We now have a byte, we have a nibble, we have a uint, we have a bit. All right, let's make a byte. So we'll say this is going to be a byte, and that's going to be 0 to 255. Byte, a 8-bit unsigned integer. Or I guess it's not really a byte, right? It's a uint 8. All right. Should probably call it nibble. Are nibbles always unsigned? Okay. Are bytes always unsigned? Yeah. Okay. Great. So label is (63) octets or less. Let's actually grab this, and we're gonna do this up at the top here. We're gonna put a label. We'll actually put that 35 down, 10 down, paste that in. Oh, I have a size limits. Nice, okay. I already have that copied. At C, let's grab that. Paste that in there. Okay, got that. I know this playlist is a bop. Let's see here now. And then we want to do, there was a way to do, we saw this yesterday, but I forget it already. The filter on arrays in schema for lengths. Items count. Max items. Schema.max items. And it can have at max 63 dot pipe. This will be schema dot max items, and this will be 63. Yeah, nice. And then we can say annotations. We'll say an identifier is a label, and then we'll say description is, and we'll just grab the exact description from here. Yoink.
Functions describe the world.
Thank you for the follow, MassDX. Do we have a better description of what a label is? I'm building this DNS client because one, I need it, and two, I want to get it merged into Effects platform package. The default, the DNS resolver node standard library is problematic for a variety of reasons. The thing that kind of forced my hand is that it doesn't return full records, full TXT records for whatever reason, and it's easy to starve threads with it if you're not careful. It's just like a problematic implementation, and I want to get this just merged into Effect Platform. So we're writing it from scratch. All good. I appreciate you hanging out. Labels. Do we have a better definition of we should write a little parser for this. We're writing, is the RFC something that the DNS solver will use? Basically, the RFC outlines how a resolver should be implemented. There's more in this RFC than just resolvers. I think this is like the whole DNS spec across the board potentially. So this like outlines how to do servers and all that. We just need the resolver right now. I'll probably come back. Well, I shouldn't say probably. I may come back at some point and write a server, but I don't know. I don't need the server. All right, so we have a label and then a name. Labels. The Various objects and parameters in the DNS have size limits. They are listed below. Some can be easily changed. Let me find it. Let me give the browser a refresh in OBS. Was it running yesterday? Oh boy, are we about to have ourselves a side quest? Whoops, that's the wrong one. There we go. I think that's OBS's fault. All right, what section are we on right now? 4.1.2. What is this? 4.1.1, 4.1.2. A sequence of labels. So I think really this ends up being, so that is kind of useful what we were just doing. Let's just get them made even if, let's just do that, and then we'll take this and we'll do an S, replace labels with names, and this is going to be 255. Positive value of a 32-bit signed number. I don't think schema has 32-bit. We might have to make that. Schema dot number. Yeah. So we say const int 32. Is going to equal, go up, yoink this, a 32-bit signed integer, int 32, 32-bit signed 32-bit integer range. God damn it. The range of a signed 32-bit integer is that does not seem correct. Signed 32-bit integer range. Oh, did it just not render the negative symbol? That must have been what happened. So we have, say, -2, 147 483 648 to basically the same number, but this will be 7. Okay, so we got in 32s. And then we'll say const positive int 32 is going to be int 32 dot pipe, and we're going to say it has to be schema dot positive. Why can't I pipe that filter? Oh, I guess that filter breaks it. So let's say we'll yoink this, and we'll just do that. Feels like I should be able to pipe that. Schema dot positive. How do I use this? Now I'm confused. I don't care. Get me out of this. Dude, just nuked my browser. Idiot. Schema.positive. Maybe we can. So it'd be positive.
Functions
And if we change this to in 32, okay, there we go. We'll take it. Identifier will be positive in 32. Description will be, what's this? How does this spec describe it? Thanks for the follow, dog. There we go. Cool. What's next here? We got TTL, which const TTL is going to equal, it's basically just an alias of positive 32 that we will just fork and call it's just an alias. And then we have a const UDP message, and that's going to be essentially this guy right here. We can copy this. In fact, we can just go here, grab the whole thing, and come down, paste that in, and then highlight that, do a find and replace on labels, and replace that as UDP messages. and we will say this is going to be description 512 octets or less. Octets or less. Okay, great. So now we have like our primitives here. Like we can just call this, we don't even need to do positive int 32. We can just rename this to TTL. And we'll just use that down here and replace that. And this will be TTL. All right, so we've got ourselves some primitives there to work with. And yep, that looks good. I actually think that QName might be labels, right? Rather than a string. I don't think we're at the layer of abstraction yet where we're working with strings. Question. A domain name represents a sequence of labels where each label consists of a length octet followed by the number of octets. So it's almost like do we want to get more specific on the type here? We could type QName as like an array of tuples. That seems silly. We don't need to do that. Domain name represents a sequence of labels. So this should really be labels rather than schema.string. Yeah, that's probably what we want there. So let's get rid of this. And this is going to have question. Same here. And this, so the max length of a so this is going to have a min and max length. Right, where just in terms of sequence of labels, each label is represented as one octet. The length of a domain name is restricted to 255 octets. Chat, I'm already out of coffee. I overslept this morning, so I'm going to go get coffee ready to make for after stream and grab a V8. I will be right back in like 2 or 3 minutes. Real quick before I forget this, because I think this should be. I think that should be names, and that can go to be. Singular instead, possibly. Possibly. We'll think about how we want to compose that when I come back. All right, I'll be right back.
Functions describe the world.
My bean grinder just kicked it. Damn it. I knew that was coming for a while.
Functions describe the world.
I think it's time. I've had 2 bean grinders over the past couple of years die, and I told myself next time I buy one, I'm buying the fellow ode. Where's the one? I'm gonna straight up right now tell you guys what bean grinder not to buy. Where is it? What brand is that fucker? Coffee grinder. I probably have it in my old orders. Is it Oxide? Is that a brand? I saw Vercel in the news talking about their huge venue growth. I wonder how much of that gets passed through to AI providers. This will hurt. I order very nice custom roast coffee locally and have them grind it for my Mr. Coffee. Oh god. I got the fellow, but I had issues with it and sent it to be repaired 3 times, so I just used the Sage Express. But no, it never fails me. Well, let me find the ones that I have. 2025. 20. I didn't order that much in 2024. I can search my orders. Okay, let's try that. Search all orders. Coffee. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I didn't order it from here. Maybe it came from Target. I don't know. The one I have is dog water. I've already doxed my address before, but I'm not going to click on any of these. Whatever. God, I really feel strongly now to advocate against this brand. What is this fucker? Found it. We are far too lazy to hunt down a former NSA spook. Look, listen, my personal OPSEC is terrible. Since I was like 16, most of my online accounts have been associated with my like real name in some way, like DMM Mulroy. Like, I've just accepted the fact that I don't have anonymity. Okay, so the bean grinder I have now is Odom. This thing. In my head, your name is Dimitri. This motherfucker right here. Never, ever buy this. Ethan, you said you have, what was the name of the grinder you have? A Flare 98? You have the fellow, so you don't recommend the fellow ode. Yeah, dang. Should I hand grind my beans from now on? Fellow Opus. All right, I just had a question here. Hi, I have a question. Have you ever had the issue with OpenTelemetry where the event fires off once, then the rest of the times it just silently fails in Next.js specifically? I have not. I have had issues with OpenTelemetry where if it's in like if it's like in a Lambda or a some sort of short-lived compute, I've had to manually um, flush the spans and events before the compute closes. Because most OTel exporters flush on an interval, and if it's like in a Lambda and it's out, like the Lambda ends outside of the interval, it cannot flush. I wish I liked coffee enough to set my water temp to within a half a degree of a target. Mr. Coffee wins. I will say I use a AeroPress, but I think I'm gonna try to get out of my face. I basically use this thing here, although mine is not see-through. Oh, I don't use XL either. But I use an AeroPress to make my coffee. And it's been my favorite way to make coffee, like without a doubt. I do want to try a V60 though. I did try setting up an open telemetry. Which, funny enough, works on local and in a Docker container, just glitches out when it's deployed. Interesting. I would try like patching the flushing and see what happens. That's like my suspicion.
I speak the gospel of the dunes. The sand is in my veins. Come ride a camel with me today.
Thank you for the Prime sub, Neutronic. Appreciate you. All right, enough on coffee stuff. I'll order that later. I am very annoyed that I have to order a new coffee maker though, or a coffee grinder, which means I don't have a way to grind beans for the next couple days, which means I'm gonna have to walk down to the coffee shop in my neighborhood. All right, so we're here at name, and name can be 255. Name's interesting. This is gonna be a fun one to decode because like, let's see here. I've had that, yeah, I've had the same thing happen, R1, where like it works locally, but then doesn't flush in prod. Like I've had that exact issue. So that's what I'm not saying that's it, but it's familiar enough that that's where I would encourage you to start looking. And again, mine wasn't with Next.js, but like more with, async request response cycles with spans not showing up. So can anyone else? I'll let someone else explain it. Otherwise, I'll do it. Why did that just nuke? Sometimes Code Companion pisses me off. There we go. That's what we want. Do something like that, and then we can make this a little bit bigger. Yeah.
I just need to charge my phone super quick and don't know where my charger is.
What?
I just need to charge my phone quick and don't know where my charger is.
Put it, it's gonna charge faster.
Oh,
Right
I
there.
didn't know you had a charger. This is game changing.
Are you going to the office today?
Yeah.
Oof.
I hate it.
Good luck.
This is the worst week of my life.
Oh, good morning.
He agrees. But I'm off tomorrow.
He had a charger. Now it's just Dean's.
Listen. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
Not yet. Not for like another month.
No,
2 months.
No. I don't think you heard me.
I heard you. I don't think you heard me.
I did. You're wrong.
Oh, I'm wrong with that.
Go potty. Oh, I forgot my water. Damn it.
You did, Ethan. All right, so the max length of this thing, it needs to be between, what's the minimum length of a name? A domain name represents it as a sequence of labels where each label consists of, let's see if we can, let's try it in editor. So let's see here. What is the min and max length of the question section of a DNS message? Yeah. So the maximum queue name is
Functions
255
describe the
bytes
world.
plus 2 for queue type. It did a correction on itself, even though it got the math right. So we need to make sure this thing is, we'll say if the uint array.length is less than 5, we'll say question must be, must have a minimum length of 5 bytes. I want to change found to received. And then we need another one for the max length. So come in here and we'll say is greater than 259. must have a maximum length of 259 bytes. And let's go up found. Oh, let's change this to received. Dylan about to get married and be wrong for the rest of his life. It's true. It's true. Keyboard Cowboy, the AI didn't do a good job at answering your question on what's the difference between DNS and DNS decoding. Let me find the exact message you asked. It's probably useful to explain for other people too. Where's the question? It's basically, oh, this actually did. DNS decoding is basically training crypto names. No, that's still not great. So DNS decoding is, I'm writing the actual like implementation of resolving, like I'm writing a DNS resolver from scratch. So that means making like UDP or TCP requests to a name server and basically getting that raw binary message back, and we're decoding the binary into data structures. And the reason we're doing that is because the Node.js implementation is dog water. There's a lot of nuances in here, but like one of the things that I really want and need is the thing that like pissed me off. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna write this rather than wrapping this, is when you resolve text records, it doesn't bring back the full record. It just brings back the value, which is super annoying. Like I want the full record. So some of the resolve functions like don't even return the full DNS record, which is stupid. And then there's problems. There's just like some weird, the way this is implemented in C++, like it can like starve the thread, starve your thread pool for U8 or not U8, UV, libuv. Yeah, it's just like not great. So we're writing it ourselves, and we're gonna try to merge it into Effect platform, so it can be used there. All right. So it's going to be represented as a sequence of labels where each label consists of a length octet followed by the number of octets. Oh, okay. Hold on, chat. We got to do Winnie's medicine in her ear.
Buddy, out.
Boats, out.
Good boy.
Ready, honey? Sit. Sit. Is it raining out?
Yeah.
Come here. It's okay. We're going to do your ear.
Oh, you can do that too. Because it's the left ear I need. Oh my goodness.
I need you to roll over to the other side.
Oh, I got it.
Hey, relax.
I know, you're a good girl.
Yeah, just let her go. Winnie, let her do it. It's okay. It's okay. Easy.
I know you're awesome.
Did you get it in?
I think so. Ah!
Medicine zoomies. Boy, does that feel good? Does that feel good? Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Good itch. Winnie.
Bodie, relax.
What do you do? Get him.
Parkour. Parkour.
Oh,
Those are some dads. Oh yeah, baby. We got the moccasins all day. House moccasins. All right. are you gonna do? There's nothing here for you.
Oh, gosh. Hey, not for you.
We love moccasins, chat.
That's a second pair.
Big moccasin house.
It's literally just you.
You slippers, Van slippers, and moccasins.
What?
You're like, you have the Vans ones, the black and white ones you wear?
Those aren't Vans. Those are from Amazon.
Whatever, they look like Van slippers.
They're just slippers. Do you have a moccasin? Yeah, because he did make it look like we had a shelf behind him of just moccasins. Our entryway is behind Dylan, where all of our shoes are. Let's get some dad rock in here.
Ethan always plays dad rock. It's his whole vibe. Greater than 259.
Can I give you a small list of things to do before your mom gets here?
Yeah, just text them to me.
Text them. You don't want me to like write them out so you can
Or
cross them off?
Write them out.
I feel like I always love that. It's so satisfying. Okay, I'll make that for you real quick.
All right. So we want to get Q name, right? So const Q name is going to equal. We need to figure out. Let's get the number of labels, right? Or actually, how does this work? Let's think about this. A domain name is represented as a sequence of labels where each label consists of a length octet followed by the number of octets. The domain terminates with a 0 length octet from the null label of the root. The domain name terminates with the 0 length octet for the null label of the root. Note that this field may be an odd number of octets. No padding is used. The name is
Alright. I'm gonna unload the dishwasher before I leave. But here.
yeah, load that too. What's the second one? Oh. So we need to like loop here. The array buffer instance. So given we need like 4 const byte. We want, let's get byte index of uint8 array. Is that how this works? Can't I get an iterator like that? Const is this just destructuring? X, Y, Z, A. How does that work? Can I get the index using a for of loop JS? Damn it, I always press enter instead of tab.
Damn it.
Index value, array.entries. All right, I don't want to call dot entries. I don't know what that does under the covers. So we'll just do a normal for loop. And we'll say const byte.
Unload the dishwasher.
For dude, it's been so long since I've wrote a normal for loop. Index is less than. I'm like having a stroke. This is going to be, okay, index. Yeah, index is less than uint 8 array dot length index plus plus, and we'll get byte. And then we'll say const is, what is the right language here? We need to check if we're in a length position. A length followed by that number of octets. So this is gonna be tricky. What up, Mizzy? We basically want to do like if I guess we could do a do while. Do. Wonder if there's a any helpers in effect we could use. What do we got on here? Accumulates values from an interval starting from the left, storing each intermediate result as in an array, useful for tracking the progression. That seems similar to what we want. No, not quite. Function starts with the initial value and adds each element of the array to the accumulator one by one. Tracks, oh, so it keeps tracks of the progress. So scan's not quite what we, I don't think. Length filter. Chop useful. Used for chopping up the input. Chop could, no, we're just gonna do a do while. Do while true. And we're gonna have our condition be let I don't know, terminated equals finished equals, I guess it's terminated. Whatever, we'll do finished equals false. While not finished, while finished equals false. Does not equal true. Yeah, it's fine. If 0 equals true, no, whatever. If math.random equals 0, finished equals true. All right, there you go. Just get that there. We want to get, we want let position equals 0, and we'll say const name length is going to equal uint array position, and then we're going to const value is going to equal uint 8 array. Maybe this is where I can do a data view. Maybe we put this into a data view. Bye.
It's just
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Not my best fit, but not my worst.
That's good.
Okay.
We can do a data view dot. Why am I not getting my autocomplete here? We created the data view, or the date view. Data view dot get uint 8 and the offset. Oh yeah, we should name this offset. Offset. We'll extract this into a function. Once we're done here, so we want to get the offset, and that will be the name length, and then to get the value, we do a get. It's not even like we want to do a get. We want to do like a because, hold on, I gotta go back to looking at this. A domain name represented as a sequence of labels where each label consists of a length octet followed by that number of octets. So we basically want to get like a slice. Okay. And we can do, I think we can do data view dot buffer dot array buffer like. Can we just do uint array dot? Does this not have any functions on it? What? Uint 8 array dot array buffer dot const x equals new array buffer. Let's just say we have that. Can I get a slice? Returns a section of an array buffer. That's what we want. So we want to get down to an array buffer here. Data view dot array buffer like. How does array buffer like work in JS? Yeah, okay, sure. How can I get a slice of bytes from a data view in JS? Fill the buffer, byte array. Does that copy memory? Okay. I want to do subarray. Subarray seems like what I want. So maybe I can do my uint8 array buffer like. Shouldn't I have subarray? Yeah, here we go. The beginning position is the offset +1, and then we're going to go to name offset, I guess. End offset. Is that how you would name that? End offset. And this probably needs to be -1, right? Because that grabs a domain name represented as a sequence of labels where each label consists of a length octet followed by that number of octets. So let's say we have 2 item. We say 2, the offset is 0, we go to 1. Where did that array go? Where is that? Right there. Where are we working? Right here. So let's use this example, right? Or let's just say like, we'll make this 3. And so offset is going to equal 0. And then we want the length. God damn it. Stop completing things for me. 0. Length equals 3. And then we want end offset is going to equal is it just that number? Because this would be 0, 1, 2, 3. So we don't have to say this is going to be length. I don't think we have to subtract 1. So that's our value right there. So I think we then just push the value, right? It would be qname dot push value. Although that's I think we would want to do that, right? Node R equals R2 equals, I always forget these off the top of my head, R dot push R2. That's just going to have an array of an array. Yeah. Is it dot push? We just spread R2, right? Yeah. Okay. And then we increment the offset to be offset is equal to offset. It'd be, the new offset would be the offset plus length, I think. So if we do that, next offset is going to be, we probably have to plus 1. We get here, and then we have like 2, comma, underscore, underscore. So the next offset should be 4, right? Yeah, so it's offset plus length plus 1. Then we basically check, we can get rid of X here. And we want to say if length equals 0, this is where we break. Finished equals true and break.
Functions describe the world.
I feel like there's a better way to write this. It can be just continue. All right, that gets us out. Is there a better way to write this? Winnie, dude, why are you the way you are? Stop barking. Relax. You're not a guard dog. Go lay down. Thank you for the follow. Klinder, Slinder, C-Linder. Okay, great. Yoink. There we go. So this gets us our queue name. Which is on our type, a name, which is just a, yeah. So we can, let's actually type this as a name. The name. Where are you? Here it is. We can do type name is going to equal type of name dot type. There we go. It's really a UN8 array, which I'm now realizing that we don't need to do that because we have schema.uint8 array. But it doesn't like that from self. Okay, fine. We'll do my own uint8 array. Sure. I wonder if I can type this as a uint8 array. It's almost like I want to take a... No, I don't. We can't know what the total length of this is. Yeah, this is fine. Read-only number. Oh my god. So we'll come in here and we'll say this is immutable. What up, Colin? I missed your chat. Yeah, people fall. All right, so we got our queue name. So the next part is then queue type, which is, oh, we need the final offset, right? So we have that. So then we can get, all right, so the next part is queue type, right? Queue type is the next part of the message. And we can use our data view to get a uint16 at the offset +1. Let's go ahead in here and say offset plus equals 1, and then we'll break. And now we can go and we'll get a, yeah, we'll get a uint16. That'll be the queue type. And then the queue, what is the last part? Queue class is going to be data view dot get uint16 offset +2. And then we can return that That'd be QName, QType, and QClass. Boom. That's pretty slick, chat. That's pretty slick. Let's ask AI if this implementation right. Is my decode function for question from uint 8 array correct? Ah, yeah, that's true. Wait, did it just update that for me? Did it just do that? Why did they bit shift? Why were they bit shifting there? Oh, that must be to deal with endianness, which we get for free using data view. Is this correct? Is mostly correct. Let's see here. Your decodes for parsing, but there are a few issues. QName instructions. You are pushing raw bytes into QName, but a DNS QName is a sequence of labels. Each label as a string of array of bytes, not a flat array. Is a sequence of labels. Each label is its own array of bytes. Okay, so maybe we just push value, which means mutable. Do we have name typed wrong? All right, that is better. So now our names, we're pushing in chunks of the underlying buffer. Okay, that looks right. But you should check that there are at least 4 bytes left after QName for QType and QList, or you risk reading out of bounds. Okay. So once we break out, yeah, we do want to do that. Yeah, that's a good check. It's a good check. Good suggestion, AI. Nice. We can do this inline now. We'll say this is going to be Q type, going to there, P, D, get rid of these, and then let's extract this into a function. Let's yoink you, extract this into a function. Parse Q name, yep, thank you. That's kind of annoying, actually. Whatever, we'll just do it in line. All right, so keep that there. Keep that. We have our question. Let's just make sure this is good again. Is this correct? Where's the errors? Your logic is for where did it recommend doing that at? Use new data to avoid issues with non-zero byte offset if uint 8 array is a view into a larger buffer. Where does it recommend doing that at? Okay. Data view construction. Use new data view uint 8 array buffer uint array dot byte offset dot uint array dot byte length to avoid issues with non-zero byte offsets. Where does it do that? Byte offset. Okay. Length in bytes of the array. That's probably what we want instead, right? Byte length. Should these use uint array dot byte length instead of length? No, you should use gives the number of elements bytes in the array bytes. Also in the buffer, they're always the same. Okay, I guess we can keep length. Sure. Okay, sure. We should probably update our data view up here to do the same thing. uint 8 array dot byte. Is it byte offset and then length? Yeah. uint 8 array dot byte length. All right, there we go. Okay, that looks good. All right, I think we're decoding successfully here. So we can write a test for this. Decode sync question. Question from uint 8 array. Contexts are incompatible. Why? Where do we get context from? Bro, what? Why can't I decode sync from this? G quit. We'll go to new chat. What is the error here? Transformer fail. Oh, it's because it's mutable. Yeah. I bet if we, to confirm that this is the actual problem here, if I got rid of this, I just did that, and I did a at TS expect error, does that solve? That doesn't solve the problem. What? Oh, TypeScript. Where are we getting this context from? I don't understand, chat. Parse result, parse type, fail, uint array. Fail. Everything looks good. strict true. Why is decode working fine, but decode sync does not? There's nothing inherently... I'm so puzzled by this. This might be an effect bug. We get T equals that, and then we'll yoink this, do the same thing. Whoops. We'll get E, and then we'll get the C. And let's do type of question from UA.type. Yeah, that looks good. Question dot encoded. That looks good. And then type of question dot context is unknown. Can I just like pass this? R is never. To R is never. How's that coming out as unknown? I am very puzzled here. That seems fine. If we do R2, this would be a question. Never. Where do we pick up an unknown? Where are we picking the unknown up at, chat? Never. Never. Truly. I like really don't know why this is not working. Unknown. It does get that unknown there. Maybe it's because I don't have this implemented. This is why. We're just gonna do, I'm shooting myself in the foot here. Yeah, there it went. That's where I was picking up the unknown. All right, so that's at least better. So now, let's say create a mock DNS question uint8 array for me to test. Because it's using the type definition is using excuse me. It's using the inferred return value from encode to infer the context. If you go look at this type again, where's it at? Transformer fail. From to right here, sorry, I'm doing like a bad job explaining this. It's using the to schema, which is inferred from the return of the encoded. Like the encoded is helping infer the type, and because I was just throwing there, that had no type to infer from, so that's why that happened. Let me make sure I don't have a 10 o'clock. No, I don't. All right, great. So, oh, I have a freaking haircut today? God damn it. Let's see here. Mock DNS header. Did I get that value? Mock DNS question, example com. Great. Let's get this. And let's come down here and say const mock DNS question equals that. Oh, well, I could have just copy and pasted that. Length 7. Length 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, root label. All right, so let's get, this is going to equal result equals decode sync question, and we'll pass in mock DNS question. And let's console.log result. And get out of here. And we'll do bun run index. $99, 111, 109. We go from 101 to 101. First try. First try, chat. Let's go. All right. Well, that's dope. All right, we're going to wrap up there. And tomorrow we will write the encoding. Let's say today we got decoding question. Git push. Pretty good progress. Let's go. I don't think so, Vafi. I'll check here in a second. All right, let's assign someone to raid. Nice, 69 viewers. Is there anything interesting? Laravel, Godot, C#, game dev. I wish I could filter out game dev. Making 10x progress, crab, some Rust. Zig and Raylib. Do we want Rust? Do we want Zig? What is the channel name for the guy who's working on Laravel? Let me, let's go find him again. Sim category, Laravel. No, it's not searching. Let's see here. Laravel recruitment site. There we go. Asking you shall receive. All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow and get the encoding of the question done and then keep moving forward.